Hello, my dear crafters. I'm very happy to see you again on my channel, and I am here with another video about socks. As you remember, I've done one video about the heel before, French heel or a horseshoe heel, or probably you call it like a flap and turn heel. I don't know the right name, but this is another configuration. This is on the base of that heel, but this flap is done with another pattern, and I call this diamond heel, not the heel but the pattern, because first it looks like a diamond, and second, look on the other side, it's very strong heel because we have some additional layer here of this interlaced yarn bridges. Everybody knows that pattern when your stripes go like this, and this is just a difference because these bridges behind are not interlaced. For achieve this result, it's just a little bit different. And that's it. I think you will like this heel as I like it. I think it looks very nice. And if you have some problem of not very strong heels on your socks, you can use this one. And I think for female socks is the perfect and beautiful heel. That's how it looks inside. Very nice, strong and snaggy, and outside is a little diamond. As you see, I don't use pattern on the bottom of the heel because I don't like anything disturbing your feet when you walk, but you can continue with the pattern down there. Then let's start. Here is my second sock, and now we will add a contrasting color. This will be a contrasting color heel. I will leave some tail, leave a long tail, because I will hide this with a needle later. Then you just leave your tail like this, and you can pull it inside later. The pattern will start on the second round. Then on the first part we do all knit stitches. We will work now in a half of our stitches. Then I will use my first needle stitches, and on the first row, it's not round, sorry, it will be row, and we will knit all stitches on this row. And for this pattern we need an odd number of stitches, and I will add one stitch, and I will show you how you can do this. I came to my stitch one before the end, and I do my increase like this. You see, I add one stitch from the previous round, but I will show you another way to increase stitches, which I prefer in this case. You take your stitch from behind like this and pull your left needle under this stitch like this. You see, you kind of put your stitch on top of the needle. Then you knit one stitch a little bit tight, and then you take out just half of the stitch on the needle, and then second half you will knit by the front loop like this. You need to twist this, you see, a little bit tricky, but here you are. And in this case you will not have any holes, and it will be absolutely invisible increase. Then you increased one stitch and you knit last stitch. Now, as we're working on the half of our stitches, we turn our work, and now we will start our diamond pattern. First thing you need to remember that first and last two stitches we will not include in the pattern. It will be our edge stitches. Then first edge stitch you just slip, and second you do as a pattern required. Then in our case it will be purl stitch. Then you purl one stitch, and the next stitch you need to slip and leave your yarn in front. Depend how you do your purl stitches. The way I do my purl stitches, I need to twist my stitch But if you do other way, you just look that your knit stitches on the other side look all in the same side. Then I purl stitch again, and next one I will take this way. But it depends how you make your stitches. If you don't know about how the sides of your stitches, just watch a video on my channel about understanding your knitting. And you continue like this till the end of the row. You purl one stitch and slip one with a yarn in front of it, and in the end you will have 2 purl stitches, remembering that two first and 2 last stitches were not included in a pattern. And let's go and finish this row. And please look your tension, don't pull very tight, leave the space between stitches. Here I came in the end of my row and my purl stitch, symmetrical one, and 2 last ones which we make without any changes. After this we turn work and do another row of knit stitches, and this will be a usual row for the right side on a work. Right, we've done our knit stitches, and now turn on the wrong side and start looking for these little bridges here. As you see, we have little bridges under every second stitch, and this is very important, and I will show you why, because this will be your orientation in a pattern. Then, as usual, we slip first stitch, we purl second, no changes here. Now we look our bridges. You see, we have it under the second, fourth, sixth stitch, and now we need to create these bridges in alternating stitches. Then now our first stitch will be with a bridge, which means we will slip the stitch with the yarn in front, and second stitch we will purl. And yet you just work this way, observing these little bridges, and you purl stitch which has a bridge like here, and stitch with no bridge you slip with yarn in front. That is the secret. Like, you will never lose your pattern if you just orient it like this. And here you have your bridges alternating in each wrong side row, and continue working like this for the height of your flap. And in my case, as I have 28 stitches, I need to have in total 28 rows for my flap. This is the simplest rule you can follow for any size. Then as I will have 2 additional rows after the finishing the turn, then for flap I need to knit 26 rows. But you can always do more if it's not enough, because this flap will be a little bit short because of the pattern. Then you are free to go more. Then you count on the left side, you will have 13 edge stitches, and on right side you will have one more, 14 stitches. In my case, I will follow this pattern. Yours can be different, but I'm explaining you here the principle, you know. And another important thing, on the last row, as I'm not following pattern on the bottom of the heel, you just purl your stitches normally without slipping them. Right, here I am with my flap ready. This is how it looks. I think it's nice and very cute, and I love this diamond pattern. Then I have now done 26 rows, and then on this side I have 13 edge stitches, and as this pattern is a little bit short, you need to pull very well your edge stitches when you slip them. Don't forget about this. And on this side I have 13 stitches, this side I have 14 stitches. If you saw my previous video, there I was using a little bit more rows. I done 2 more rows, and then the quantity of my edge stitches was different. But now we will start to create the turn of the heel, the bottom part of the heel. And I will talk a little bit about math. Here I have 29 stitches because we add one, but usually I will tell you about the rule. You need to divide your quantity of stitches in 5 for this part, for this type of the heel. You will have one part in the middle and 2 parts on each edge. Then now I have 29 stitches. The closer number I can divide in 5 is 30. I divide 30 in 5 and I have 6 stitches. Another important thing, that on the sides you always need to have odd number of stitches. It needs to be like 7, 9, 11, 13, etc. Then if I leave 6 stitches, and we remember that we have 29, not 30, then 1 stitch we need to add or take off the part. I tried to leave 7 stitches and it was too much. Usually I try to stay close to 4 stitches in the middle part. This is the ideal result for this heel. Then in this case I was having, if I have, for example, 7 stitches in the middle, 29 minus 7, 22, and 22 in 2 parts, it's 11 stitches, but it was way too large. And when I go to the 5 stitches, for example, 28 minus 5, 29 minus 5, I have 24 stitches, and 24 divided in 2 give me 12, and 12 is not odd number. Here look, my first heel I've done on the first sock. Here I left 3 stitches in the middle and I think it looks perfect because I tried 7 and it didn't look so good. Then if you like how this heel looks, yeah, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Yes. Then in this case we will leave 3 stitches in the middle. 29 minus 3 is 26. 26 divided into 13 stitches. Let's go. We need to knit 13 stitches. I hope you're not very confused with my math. Right, here we go. Here I've done my 13 stitches. Just count to don't do it again. Then we have 3 stitches of the middle part. And after this we need to knit 2 stitches together. In my case they are turned right sides, and 1 after. If you do knit stitches other way, just check my video about understanding your knitting. Then you count your stitches. You need to have 10 stitches on your left side, or any quantity of your stitches minus 3. You turn your work and now you slip. Let me just right, slip first stitch, purl second, and pull well your yarn. I do it after second stitch. Then 3 stitches of the middle part, and here you need to purl 2 stitches together, and they need to look on the opposite side, on the right side. I will show you in a minute. And 1 purl again. Now you have 10 stitches on another side. Just check. Turn your work, and now we will knit stitches. Slip first, knit all stitches till you have 1 stitch before the gap. Here you are. You see this gap? It's very easy to see. And you knit 2 stitches, 1 before and 1 after the gap together, and 1 knit stitch after that. Turn your work and go other side the same way. All purl stitches till you come to 1 stitch before the gap. Here is your gap, and then you purl both stitches together. And one more time, I am doing purl stitches this way. You can do them different. Then you need to see how they look on the right side. Look, they need to go to the right side, your decreases. They need to be symmetrical. And purl another stitch. Turn your work and look your decreases. these decreases need to go to right side and other decreases to left side. They need to be symmetrical. Then once more, if you don't understand how to do this, check the video about understanding your knitting. And now continue working this way, always following this algorithm till the end when you don't have stitches. Here I am, my turn is finished. I have 17 stitches on my needle now, and I've got my additional edge stitches as I told you before. And our heel is done at the moment. This is how it looks. And now you can break your yarn. It's for contrasting heel, because if it's the same color heel, it will be done a little bit different. Now we need to continue with our main color. We have this main color here, and I will show you how to pick your stitches without any holes and in a perfect way. Right, unroll your edge and look at your edge stitches. All of them, you see, it's a braid of edge stitches. All of them have back loops and front loops. You see, we will use front loops to picking the stitches on edge. And as I told before, this is for contrasting heel, because if it's not contrasting heel, it will be opposite way. But now we're doing this right side of the heel. Then look, you see a first stitch here of your main color, this one. You see, you pick your first stitch. It will be different of others, but pick it from the back, and then you look for the front loop of your contrasting heel stitches. Then this is first main color, get in from behind, and then pick the front loop of the contrasting color like this. Pull them up, because you need to enter from other side now, and pick your first stitch like this. I know it's not the easiest way, but believe me, it's the perfect. And if you know to do this from previous video, you can just skip this part. Then right, let's go next stitch. We will pick, just pull this yarn, you will hide this tail after. Then go from front back to the stitch you just picked, and go to the next one this way. Pull it up and pick another stitch. I know it's not easy, but when you practice a little bit, it will be much easier. Then go this way, all the way on your edge, picking stitches, pull them tight. This will look amazing. This will be very thin, very nice edge with no holes at all. You see, no holes. Then continue from front back and to next, front to back and next. Count your stitches, because you need to have the same quantity of stitches on both sides, and usually it's a half of your heel stitches, in my case 14. Right, I am on the final here, my 13th stitch and last stitch. You see, you will pick all stitches and you will have 14 stitches. I know without practice it will be a little bit harsh in the beginning, but believe me, all this work, this hard work will worth it, because look how perfectly this looks, and this is ideal way to pick stitches for the socks. Believe me, because I tried a lot of different ways, and this one is the best. Now you continue knitting all stitches on the top. Just pull your tail, and here we go, all the way to the end. Here you are. Just pull your needle. It will be easier to pick other side, because other side will be a little bit different. Right, this will be more complicated, but we will do it. We will use first front loops again. On the first stitch you go from front to back, and on second stitch you go from back to front. Pull your stitches up till you have some little cross between them. Look, this little cross there, you need to go with your needle. First stitch is very difficult. You can help yourself with another needle. Sometimes I am doing this. You just pull your put inside your left needle and pull your first stitch, because it's difficult. First one is difficult, and then you will continue the same way. Look, you go from front back to the stitch, and then from back to front to another stitch. Pull them both up and see your little cross here, your little arch. You need to go inside this cross. You see this cross? I hope you can see it. Then put your needle inside and pull the stitch. The way to help you with this, you just pull the stitches up this way. You see, when you pull up, it's easier to find this little cross. I know it's not easy, but you will love it when you learn and practice. Then you go like this till the end. Here I am. This is the stitch with a contrasting color, and the last stitch you will do like on other side. You go from front on both stitches. You go on one stitch and the main color stitch, oh, here it is. You go from front back and front back again. This is the difference, like first and last stitches are doing differently. But here you are, you have your 14 stitches here, count them again, pull your needle, and you now continue working in a round. That's your picking of the stitches the perfect way. Now you can congratulate yourself because you finished your diamond heel with a perfect stitch picking, and now you continue working in round. You need to do gusset and finish your sock. I will leave in the description the previous video where I explaining how to make a gusset, and today video I don't want it too long, and that's why I will finish now. And I hope you like it. I hope you will leave some feedback, subscribe to the channel, and happy knitting, and let's make this a world warmer place. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. See you on the next videos.